Well, this conversation with Irvin Maile, MEC in sports, it's important. The major reason is football development, how to improve what we have. I hope it changes the systems and the structures, the mentality of how we develop football. Our government, can it build a football nation?
There is no excuse for any school not to have any activities.
I ended up buying a team
and that story
and donated to the guys, my money, Caesar, all that. Tight in Abadala, Manyama. I mean, the Manyama we spoke, he played overseas, he played for Bafana.
All of us descend to Alex Stadium. That's why we used to watch Sheikhs playing, Brian Baloyi, all of them. And the stadiums would be packed to capacity.
MEC, welcome. Thanks for coming to our podcast of Changing the Game with Pitso Mosimane.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Yeah.
We couldn't say no, we couldn't resist. I think it's one of the interesting discussions we're looking forward to. We've had a lot of informal discussions about a whole range of issues.
Yes.
I've never had an opportunity to congratulate you with the conferment of your honorary doctorate.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I was not MEC at the time.
Yeah.
And I would have done it, I think, on social media. But I think it's appropriate that I do it in person.
No, but I did get the support from the department.
Yeah.
I'm humbled and appreciate it.
It's well deserved.
Thank you.
I think what we need to do as a country is to always elevate success and celebrate people who are doing well.
Thank you.
Under the circumstances, it's not easy. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
in and off the field.
When the academics are recognizing us, you know how humbling and how emotional we can be, or how the academics can recognize the sports people.
But you also begin to have an appreciation that everyone is watching, not only people who are following sports, and that sport is such a powerful tool to can bring the nation together. So it's a very, very, very important milestone.
Yeah. Hence, you are here because you are leading us in the province with education and sports.
Yes.
And
arts and culture as well.
Arts and culture as well. So how is not possible that we cannot have you here? Why is it important that sports and education are inseparable? Because, I've lived the path, but I want to hear from you.
Firstly, in schools, you've got a captive audience.
Yeah.
You've got at least about 2.8 million learners.
2.8 million learners.
Yes.
Yeah. In Gauteng.
In Gauteng.
Yeah. I mean basic education, I guess.
Yes, basic education.
Yeah, okay.
That will also combine your private schools.
Oh,
so this audience is captive.
Yeah.
So you have them. They are in schools. You have them for at least 201 days out of 365 days. There's so much you can do with them. And then there are kids who might not be good academically.
Yeah.
But who are talented.
Yes.
We often say that education is a tool to fight poverty, unemployment, and all that. But in the previous years, sport has proven to be that tool as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the youngsters that have just been exported now, like Rele Mufokeng, Maseko,
all of them.
Kota, all of them. I was in fact impressed to know that we also have about 16 netball ladies who are playing outside.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it myself. I was told by the president.
So impressive.
So it shows you that if we can promote sports, we will achieve discipline in schools. We will achieve objectives of fighting crime.
Yeah. And
we will achieve social cohesion.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we will also be able to give young people an opportunity to can access potential opportunities which will help them to fight poverty and unemployment, amongst others.
Yeah.
And to also deal with the issue of equality in our society.
Our government, can it build a football nation?
Yes, it can.
How?
Yeah,
What's the best way to put it?
I think that's an important question, because if you look at the successes of Bafana Bafana
Yeah,
in '96,
yeah,
and you look at the prominence of soccer
yeah,
in the communities
yeah,
in the '80s and all that,
Yeah.
most of it started in schools,
yeah,
and most of the successful players,
yeah,
especially those that played in '96,
yeah,
they started playing in the townships. Most of them who
Yeah.
became prominent, including those who ended up living, I can count a lot of them: Alfred Piri, Sheikh Skungwani, Dr. Kumalo. You can count them. They started in schools, and schools are very important institutions which are funded by government largely, and there's a lot of resources that are there, and government has got the responsibility, which is one of the things I'll talk about, why in Gauteng, for instance, we will make sports, arts, culture compulsory. And we can have a discussion about whether we've got sports facilities or not,
yeah.
which are not enough. Me and you know.
We will come to that.
Yes, me and you know.
No, we know. Yeah,
But there is no excuse for any school not to have any activities, whether it's debating, whether it's chess, whether it's singing, whether it's aerobics, whether it's athletics, or whatever. There has to be activities in our schools. And that's why I'm using sports as one of the many things that government can do just using schools.
Yeah, I remember when I was at school in Skanondwane High School in Soweto, when we play against another school at that time, we were all divided into sectors to say football, netball, they are fixtures. Debates are happening in the class. So we used to address everything that I'm listening to you saying, Kore, now. How do we enlarge it also to make sure that the arts and culture is also part of this?
Yes, you are correct. I tell a story of what I saw in the favelas of Brazil,
Brazil, yeah.
when kids take
Yeah.
plastics and
Yeah. Put them
together to play soccer and all that, because all of them are looking forward to becoming big players, to becoming great, to play in the EPL, to play in La Liga and all that. I'm not saying our kids must do that.
Yeah.
At least we are here as government, because government, and in fact, let me deal with this issue about, because government does not organize sports. Government does not run sports. That is why there must be federations, and we must hold them accountable. SAFA must be accountable. Not Netball SA must be accountable. Rugby, all different sporting federations. Government must do 4 things.
Yeah.
1, government must coordinate, ensure that there is coordination. 2, it must facilitate, play a facilitative role. 3, it must create a conducive environment. And 4, it must help with resourcing.
Can I say that's the structure that the government provides?
Well, that's how I
Yeah.
conceptualized that it's the role of government.
Yeah. So you put systems.
Exactly.
And then federations should play their roles.
Exactly.
The school sports must play their role. So everybody must follow the path, must follow the government structure. This is what you as a department wants to regulate. So
Yeah, and I don't even want to say government, people must follow government. People don't need permission from government to play sports.
Yeah.
People don't need permission to organize themselves as a local football association.
Yeah.
Or as an athletics, whatever. They must organize themselves, and they must be able to come to government organized, because one of the biggest problems is that in our communities, sports federations are no longer organized. So you have people coming as individuals, which makes it difficult, because you've got limited resources, something that I'm going to come to later on in terms of why these resources are limited.
Yeah.
And if these resources are limited, we'll not be able to make an impact if we just give to individuals and we don't use them to help federations at the local level, which is a basic unit, to organize themselves. I grew up playing soccer in Alexandra,
Of course.
under the Alexandra Football Association.
Yes.
The late Ntadeslolo, may his soul rest in peace, was the chair of the Football Association.
Yeah.
I played for Sheffield in Alex. I played for Liverpool. I played for Vultures. We had leagues every weekend.
Yeah.
After school, I used to go and we're training at Skien Primary.
Yeah.
We ended up training in Kelvin. We're training every day. After school, I went to training. There was organized club football. Clubs were present every Saturday, Sunday. We knew we had to go to either Alex Stadium, ground number 1, ground number 3, East Bank grounds and all that. We even played a place called Rotary. And now the shacks in that place. There's a place where Alfred Peary, next to where Alfred Peary used to own a butchery.
Yeah.
There's a hostel.
Yeah, I used to that. No, that's a famous place.
It's shacks. There's shacks in that pitch, yes.
No, I used to come to that pitch and watch the Kasi games.
Exactly. And that's a sad state of affairs,
Yeah.
you know. And this is one of the reasons why we have to find better ways of managing in-migration, because it's a big problem. So I'm telling you about these places that we used to play sports in our townships. I mean, we're in our township. We had, I know everyone is hyped up about Wednesdays and all that. For me, the date doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because when you go to these private schools, on Saturdays is a hype of activity. So whether they play on Wednesday or Friday, it doesn't matter, but the kids must play.
Yeah.
But we used to know, and all of us descend to Alex Stadium. That's where we used to watch Shakes playing, Brian Baloyi, all of them. And the stadiums would be packed to capacity, and no one would be transported. Kids looked forward to watching their stars playing there. So something went wrong. And what is it? And I'm sure you were telling us the other day when we were honoring Dr. Khumalo about your experiences. In fact, Dr. Khumalo even told us how serious you were. You have always been serious. So it's not only now, and you didn't understand when they were doing tricks. And so he told a nice story, which defines your character even as a coach in terms of your approach, your attitude, your articulation, and all that, which shows that it's something that you grew up with.
Thank you.
So I'm saying, if we
But that applies to you also. You would not be where you are if you were not a leader, right?
Well, I wish
you led.
I wish I was playing for Bafana at some point.
No, it's not. You've got a bigger role to play. You've got a country to lead, MEC.
Yeah, no.
More important.
Yeah, and it's a humbling experience.
Yeah.
Because leading is a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Leading, it's a privilege. It's an honor. It's not a status. So, because many people think that when you are a leader, you are very important in society.
Yeah. You know, you unfolding a lot of things, MEC. When you talk to me about Alex, you bringing me to the leadership of Dr. Irvin Khoza, who's now leading the biggest sports organization in the country, which is the Premier Soccer League. The chairman is from Alex.
Yeah.
I'm telling you a story that maybe you might not know. And that we have leaders from Alex. It's unbelievable. We have led football from the SAFA side to the PSL side to build it to a multi-billion industry as we speak. From that small place in Alex, you know. And Tata Tawiani, before he passed, he called me, and again, he's in a while, around about 11.
Yeah.
So Tata Tawiani would call me, Coach, how are you? Tata Tawiani, I'm here. You know, when you speak to Tata Tawiani, you look at the history, contribution, and you get humbled. You know who's calling you, right? So I used to take his calls on that, and he says, Coach, hey, you know, man, go Alex Arsana team either.
Yeah.
And you know, when I know Coach, Brian, Kanakemang, the midfielder, the lanky midfielder, used to play for Pirates. He's also from in the area. But we have a lot of players for Pirates, to be honest. In yeah, everyone.
Yes, Tabang, yeah.
So he used to coach. Bona man, national team, mare una little player at Alex. Hauna team, There was a team, structures collapsed. Can you do something? What do you mean? He says, no, man, just put a team here. So I came to Alex, and then, you come to Alex, I'm from Soweto, right?
Yeah.
So, you need to respect areas that are not your areas. You don't grow up there, and then you don't want to sound like you know everything when everybody is listening. Doesn't know Alex. Anyway, just to cut this story short, I ended up buying a team.
I know that story.
And donated to the guys, my money, Caesar, all that. But tight in Abadala, Manyama. I mean, the Manyama we spoke, he played overseas, he played for Bafana. Now he's a coach. The Manyama was one of my players, and I used to go to Umajita Bafana or Fendi Beggars, I really needed on the Lavo Pirates and the Chiefs and Boots. And Manyama inherited some of those things. And look what came out of that, just to show, Alex has produced leaders.
It has. I mean, that's why in my book, which is titled "Never Too Young to Lead," the chairman, Dr. Irvin Khoza, did the forward.
Oh, is it?
Yes, he did the.
You managed to get the forward from the chairman.
Hey. Yeah,
that's strong.
Arrangement.
Yeah, that's strong.
So I did get the forward.
Congratulations
from him, and I mean, you have the deputy president is from Alex, the governor of the Reserve Bank is from Alex.
Yeah,
the CEO of the First National Bank is from Alex.
Yeah,
and you've got Bontate Walisi Rote from Alex. You can count a lot of them.
I like to boast also that. Where I studied, the president was from the Koskanondwani, President Cyril, and Minister Njimtsecha.
Yes.
They were there. So I also like to name drop.
Yeah, no, it's important to name drop.
I've walked on these footprints before, yeah.
I think we should do it to inspire the current generation to see that it's possible.
Yeah, we can.
They can do
no
it.
Doubt.
And that's why the other day I was having a discussion with some of the former soccer players in my township, and saying, how do we revive soccer there?
Yeah.
And because at some point Alex had a few players, both like Kima Selese.
Yeah. The whole PSL come. It's unbelievable what a small area.
Yeah.
If we measure in terms of population, talent produced. I mean, we've produced national team players.
At the time, we had a very functional local football association.
What happened?
And I think it's key.
How do we help them?
Well,
I know your job is not to be inside there, but as you're saying, you're not running football. You are there to support.
No, I want to talk to SAFA.
Yeah.
I did hint to the president of SAFA.
Yeah.
And I would want to have a discussion with all the local football associations, even rugby, cricket, everyone, not just at the local level, to say, what is it that has to be done at the local level? Because my biggest problem is that in most cases, people are quick to talk about resources. But I say, resources to do what? Because you must firstly be organized.
They talk about manifest.
That's the problem. So before you talk money, I don't have the problem. Organization and systems.
Yeah.
Once you've got the structure, you've got systems, and you've got the people, you've got the commitment, the will, then we can talk about, because otherwise we're going to put money which will end up in the pockets of individuals, which will not develop our communities.
And sometimes not to say that people want to abuse money. Sometimes it's because the system is not proper to put money into to support that system. So we don't have structures.
No, that's why if I was to take the example of schools,
Yeah.
in schools you've got principals and people in the governing bodies having a bank cards that belongs to a school. You can imagine a bank card that has got 5 million rand in it.
Yeah, that's a heavy one, right?
Exactly. So I say that's why I want to emphasize the point about systems. So our systems must not allow our teachers and principals to get to that point of even being exposed to having access to school money. So we need to put systems. I agree. I'm a systems person.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you are not systematic, you will not be able to achieve
you cannot
much.
drive anything. I've realized within football that you need academics in football to sustain those systems. You need an office that can run, and when I'm saying office, I'm not saying the structure of an office. I'm talking people, personnel, to run these things. I mean, we used to run football. Bob Preza used to run football, right? So I know education and football has put me where I am now. Otherwise, I would probably the UJ would not have honored me with a doctorate, because it's not about only football. They showed me files. They say, "Hey, did you see here your exam that you have passed and all that?" And it's a projection to say, "Had you finished?" I didn't finish, by the way, because football came into the path. But I still went back to do education in sports with UJ, to an extent that I was running even courses, and I invited all my professors who were teaching me to be part of my coach education, and we're sharing a table and discussing. I said, these are the professors who are teaching me. Now they are asking me questions. How do we do this? I remember one professor asked me, who was doing, I don't know what, the optical and vision in sports. I don't know if I'm putting it right. But then the professor asked me, he says, "Kongiso, you see, in rugby, we're talking vision in sports. So we pass the ball sideways, right? You're not supposed to pass it forward.
Yes.
You have to pass it to the side. Then you have to see this guy here.
Yes.
So that's peripheral vision. How do you put this in football?" I said, "Kokas, we have people who play Barbana Lady side mirrors."
Yeah.
Now, Professor Oranum Tago, what are you talking about, right?
Yeah.
Side mirrors in football. You understand me, because or you can see everything from the side, right? But as I made it so easy for him, I said, when I have the ball, we have been taught in football not to look at the ball, to raise your head. But you know where the ball is. And you can see also another player running there. You can see your player, winger, running on the side. When you transfer the ball from the switching of play, that's peripheral vision. That's it.
Yeah.
And then he put it in his...
And you know what that means? Is that there is no... You see, theory and practice, they go together.
Yeah.
So you can't practice before you theorize and have an understanding of the environment you find yourselves in, because the environment that you find yourself in is not out of your own making. So that's why we must commend you for the initiative about the book.
Thank you.
Because it brings a lot of impetus, a lot of value in the game, to say we have to start somewhere. We have to have a common understanding. And I think it will go a long way in adding value towards our approach as a country. We have to get to a point where we all agree that this is our style of play.
Yeah.
We have a sense that this is our style of play.
Yeah, this is how we play.
But if you can say, just conceptualize it. I mean, the late Braskrima Mace, rest in peace, was talking about Shushani Piano and all that.
Yeah.
We call it something else, and whatever it is, different names and all that. But I'm saying we have to get to a point, and I think your contribution is contributing towards that discourse and that body of knowledge, which ultimately will come to a point where we'll say as a nation, this is who we are. This is what defines us.
Yeah.
Because
document it.
I watched now in the national, in the squad, in the what is it, the World Cup.
Yeah.
All of us were saying, no, but this is not how we play. Why is the coach doing
this?
But if you can ask all of us,
how
is
do
our
we
play? Can you define our play?
Yeah.
No one will tell you. We will not have the same answer. We'll give different answers. Because others might want us, others might argue that, no, we must round with the ball. Others might argue that, no, we knock. Others might say, before you pass, you must dribble. All those things. So I'm saying, for me, your book is a very important contribution towards formulating what I'll call a perspective for the nation on football.
Yeah, you have supported me on the book. People might not know. The book talks to schools. The book talks to communities. Your support for the book, you are saying not only Gauteng, you say national.
Definitely.
Let's document, let's have structures, let's put a document that is worldly researched and recognized, that tomorrow when you travel in Spain or you travel in England, when they say MEC, you are leading education and sports. What is your structure? How do you, South Africa, organize their things? Then you can say, oh, by the way, I have a resource.
Exactly.
Let me give you this thing to read.
Yes.
And you must tell me, or is this a local or is this international standard?
Coach, it's important that we support this because I've always argued that Gauteng,
the home of champions.
The home of champions. We are not living in an island in isolation from the rest of everyone else in the country. And we are not in competition with everyone. We can't compare. When you look at the infrastructure we have, the contribution in the economy,
the programs,
the budget, and a whole range of things, we must complement our sister provinces so that we can be able to compete as one country, because South Africa is a unitary state. And that's why we've got similar symbols. The flag is the same, the national anthem is the same, and all other symbols. So for us, that's why we're saying this is not the book we're supporting so that it can help Gauteng-based kids only. No. When South Africa competes, it competes as there's only one Bafana Bafana.
Thank you.
There's no Bafana version of Gauteng, of Mpumalanga, or whatever. There's only one Bafana Bafana.
Because we are in schools with the book to support coaches, to support the schools, to support the teachers. And we're in communities, rally LFAs, and they are huge. We've got grassroots football, which is, if you look at the structure of football, it's like a pyramid. We only have 16 PSL clubs. But the bottom of pyramid is schools, is communities, is our people.
I mean, in the last derby, we even had to call the national traffic, RTMC.
National?
Yes, we had the Gauteng provincial traffic. We had the Joburg Metro. People don't know the logistics of organizing the derby are huge. It's a huge nightmare. Soccer, it's a very important asset of this country. If you look at the numbers and just take the derby. And in the derby, you increasingly have more national groups attending in the derby. You've got now whites, coloreds, Indians, and all that.
I just think the derby keeps growing.
It
Same
does.
teams, but it keeps growing.
No, it does. And I'm scared to tell you the numbers that were there in the last derby. It's scary.
You can just tell us if you have them. I know you don't have 100 100% figure.
Yeah, but no, inside the stadium, it was slightly more people, which is not desirable.
Yeah.
And there were at least 20 to 25,000 people outside the stadium.
No, usually.
And these are people who don't have tickets, who go to the stadium with the hope that they will find tickets. But you also have a problem of fraudulent tickets.
Sure.
Which
and the
is,
PSL keeps going to say, hey, the derby is sold out. Please don't come when you don't have
exactly. I mean, it's one of the things that worries the chairman. We have had a discussion with him and Stadium South Africa, what is it? National Stadium.
Yeah.
And we convened the Department of Transport in our province. We made Gauteng available and the buses that Gauteng uses. We are currently talking to Prasa to open that station in Soweto so that it can be easy for people to go to the derby. It has grown in leaps and bounds in the last few years. It's the biggest derby in the continent.
The world watches.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, the way you see more and more national groups going to rugby and all that. But in soccer, that is the biggest show.
Can we say that the derby is your biggest, it's a flagship of your province in terms of professional football?
It is. There's no doubt about it. And that's why we are interested and we are worried as Gauteng government about how it's organized, how people behave, and making sure that there are no incidents in that event. It boosts tourism.
No, it does improve also, to be honest, from where we came from with the Stampedes and them.
Definitely.
It means we respected that, we had that, and the PSL fixed it.
But also, you know, I watched one soccer player, I won't mention his name, who was explaining what playing for one of the two teams in the derby has done for him in terms of his stature, in terms of being recognized in the communities, in the malls and all that. It's huge. The derby is huge. And I think sometimes we don't appreciate the role that it plays and its place in our society. And I think we need to do more as government and working with the PSL. And I'm happy that the chairman and the PSL understands where we come from, and they appreciate the little contribution that we are making. And we have said we will do. I mean, in the last derby, we even had to call the national traffic, RTMC.
National?
Yes. We had
not provincial.
We had the Gauteng provincial traffic. We had the Joburg Metro. People don't know the logistics of organizing the derby are huge. It's a huge nightmare. Those are some of the things we don't talk about them in public.
But this is the place.
This is the place. We talk about them. People must know that every time there's a derby, we get involved. We are interested in its success. And we would want to see the PSL, the chairman, as soon as now. And we have to improve the experience of a fan who goes to the derby so that it must not be an unbearable one. It must not be a bad experience. When you go to the derby, it must be easy to go in and out of the stadium. And that's one of the biggest battles we are looking. The soccer has improved, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
The quality that is displayed there.
Come from the World Cup.
Exactly.
I documented this book to support,
and that's phenomenal.
Yeah, to support the structure, so that we must follow. We must follow what the world is doing, right?
Definitely.
And but we need to not to forget ourselves that we are unique.
Those teams is number 1, number 2, number 3, and for the longest
as
of
we
time,
speak now,
yes,
according to the log position,
yes.
So there's no argument.
But for the longest of time, these 3 teams, the league will only be won by only of these 3 teams.
Your province just won the national under 14, and those boys. We were selecting the team that's going to represent the country in the national school sports. This one is supported by Dr. Pitso Mosimane. And you winning it, and it's not the first time you won it, by the way. So programs like that from your side, from your office, what's your vision? What do you think?
I think the first mistake we should not make is to try and put the self at the center, meaning me.
Yeah, okay, good.
So that's the first mistake we must not do. So the second thing that we must do is to look at the whole system. You know, the education system in Gauteng is big. You've got 71,000 educators, and you've got
71,000 educators.
Yes, you've got more than 2,000 schools, and you've got 30,000 other employees of government. So that's huge.
No, that's big.
You've got a budget of 70.9 billion rands. That's big. So
is it big, meaning related to the numbers, or the number is just big? Because sometimes we can say the number is big, this thing has too many legs and can be dissected into, and then at the end of the day we don't have enough.
Yes, we will never have enough, but I think from different angles, both quality and quantity, I think it's big. And if the system doesn't work, meaning a school doesn't have to play sports because there's a MEC who's coming, or a premier, or a minister, or because there's a link with Coach Mosimane and all that. Every school must be involved in sport.
Has a right, like education. Every child has a right to be educated.
So we must look firstly at the policy. So there's 3 areas. You look at the policy, which I've said will issue a circular, make school sports compulsory, arts and culture compulsory. So that is at the policy level. And then 2, look at the programmatic level. What programs must be there? And then we organize those programs, working with the schools and everybody. In our education system, for instance, we've got people we call extracurricular coordinators. We've got 15 districts. All of them are in the districts. We have to work with them and make sure that we are structured. And then work with the federations and everybody. We used to have, and then we must agree. In private schools, they've got seasons. There's season for volleyball, there's season for netball and soccer and all that. We need to structure our public schools like that. But then,
and by the way, we don't have water polo, we don't have swimming pools, right?
Well, there's few schools, and someday when there's time, I'll talk about the school which has built a swimming pool for themselves.
For themselves?
Yes, using the money that we give them.
Oh, that's quality.
Yeah, and they even build a big hall and all that. But some other day.
Yeah.
And then the third issue is the resourcing. So there's 3 areas: policy, programs, in fact 4. It's policy, programs, structures, and resources. If we deal with these 4 issues and we integrate them, that's where the role of government of coordinating, facilitating comes in, and creating a conducive environment, making sure that there is policy, making sure that these structures are organized, making sure that there's programs. We used to play Chappies Little League.
Yeah.
Want to bring back that, but my inclination is that it must not be a little league for Gauteng. Gauteng is not an island. We will champion that.
Yeah, for sure.
But we would want this to be a national league. Kids must start playing in the province, compete, and they must play with other provinces whilst they're still kids. Gauteng, when Lukole was playing for 2 for Joy.
Yeah, for sure.
I was playing for Sheffield in Alex.
There you are.
Unfortunately, on that day when they chowed us 2-1, I was not playing. I was on the bench. I was a keeper. And I don't think they would have chowed us if I was playing.
Yeah. you remind me of Premier Lusuthi. He used to tell me also his side of the story, how he used to play. Because we play football.
No, all of
everyone play football.
All of
and
us.
it's a beautiful game that
all of us.
I can't tell you can right back. You know what's a right back.
Exactly.
Because whether you played it at school
or not,
whether it's go gardening or mostrating, and that's the beauty of football. Everybody has played it.
And that's why we're passionate about it. my son was telling me that he doesn't want to play soccer anymore. He just wants to play rugby and what is this? The basketball, the older one, not the one I was telling you about.
Yeah, but basketball is nice also, right?
Yeah,
My son plays.
and it's big. I know.
No, my son is.
So we can't choose for them, unfortunately. But we always wish that if they can play soccer because we played and all that. So I'm saying, Coach, back to the topic. These 4 areas. If you ask me, what are we going to do if we put together a sport strategy? It has to speak to these 4 things.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter how much, because everyone will speak about sport Wednesdays, this and that and all that. But if you don't have structures, you don't have programs, you don't have a policy directive that instructs schools to do this thing, and you don't get resources, you'll have a problem. We might have limited resources at our disposal, but there's a lot of private sector partners who wants to come to the party.
That's very good.
Not just, there's a CEO of a bank I'm not going to talk about because it was a conversation between us. They are building in one of their schools where is an alumni, a multi-purpose wall.
Very good.
Which can be used for sports as well and all that.
Unbelievable.
So there's a lot that can be done, and there's a lot. And we will also build quite a few facilities, and we will make an announcement at the right time with the limited resources that we have, which are multi-purpose and all that. But I've been to different communities under the theme, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
And we have spoken to a lot of people, and they've raised interest and commitment to helping us bring order in our communities and in our schools.
Yeah.
And all of them are saying they cannot be disciplined, they cannot be order if there's no sports, if there's no
leaders.
Exactly.
Yeah. It comes back to the Football Federation has acknowledged that this youth football manual, the first, we can say, that's been documented in our country, even the whole region of Kosafa.
That's good.
Is also affected, and they've showed interest. It's that 4th level that you spoke about of systems, because as much as look at the vision you have for that, and then at the end, it's like in academics, we forget to train the teacher, to train the learners.
Yes.
So our role is to train the youth to be football coaches, even physical education, to be honest. That is done at school, which is is a curriculum. Also, we have to do physical education. We need children to movements. We need movements for the children, healthy body, healthy mind. You know all that story. So we can give it to our people at grassroots level, at LFA level, to say, guys, yes, we need to know how we coach an under 9 different to an under 15.
Yes.
That's why in academics you cannot take a study guide or a scheme book. I don't know what you call it in the teachers use, and then onka curriculum grade 5. We can have a grade 1, and then you say children are not clever, right? Can't we have overloaded them with? They are not ready. The mind is not ready. The body is not ready.
Sure.
So hence I documented this book to support,
and that's phenomenal.
To support the structures, so that we must follow. We must follow what the world is doing, right?
Definitely.
And but we need to not to forget ourselves that we are unique as South Africa. But we don't want anybody to be coming here from anywhere else, and then he sits with you and says, "What are you doing in your province?" We need to have this document to say, this is what we are doing in thing, and this is the structures, the systems. The football federation has said this is authentic. Everybody has checked the program. Now we are in the process. We have engaged the QCTO. We have engaged CAT-SETA to say, how do we level this thing? What is it, an NQF 2 or 3 or 4? Is it a 5? Remember, Dr. Irvin Khoza said it, that we as black people, we don't document.
Yeah.
And we do things unaware, but not documenting.
Yes.
So now this is, according to CATSITA and QCTO, we're waiting for them to give us a direction to say, now this is a skills program.
Yeah.
This is a poverty alleviation. This is a job creation. This is good for our community because our community, I'm from a township, our children are there and they might not want to be doctors or lawyers, but there are many who are in sports, which is why we are sitting here. That's why we talk about Bafana. That's why we talk about World Cup, right? Yes. If sports was not important, we would not talk about world leaders of the Bokes, right? So it really shows that in our schools, in our LFAs, grassroots, we need to start there because we cannot look at the tip of the pyramid and looking at Pirates and Chiefs. They've done it. They've won the Champions League. Pirates have won the league. We expect more from them also. We expect a lot from Bafana, and the majority of the players are from your province, participating in your province.
And that is what I was telling someone who was saying Gauteng has only 3 teams and the other provinces have got many teams. I said, those teams is number 1, number 2, number 3. And for the longest
As
of
we
time,
speak now,
yes,
according to the log position.
yes.
So there's no argument.
But for the longest of time, these 3 teams, the league will only be won by only of these 3 teams. For the longest of time.
Yeah. So are you throwing a shade, Minister?
So it's
a fact.
These three.
No, Premier Panyaza doesn't mince his words. He says, no, this is the home of champions.
Yes, we are home of champions.
And you can prove if you can argue and debate, but we have facts.
Exactly.
I know you're going to ask me, Coach, I might not be still the MEC in 4 years because that's not in my hands. I know that. But I like what you're saying because you're working for the program. You don't want the title.
If we use the resources that we have efficiently, so that we can have impact. But the second thing is to scale up whatever programs we have. Because there are programs all over, whether it's sports, it's culture.
Yeah.
So we scale up. If we can scale up all those programs and we can use the resources efficiently, and then we can have better coordination all over, and then have community participation and have structures. I know these are broad. I don't want to say I want to have 10 their facilities.
No, it's too
20,
much.
whatever.
You cannot, it's too big. You cannot,
Exactly. But if we are organized, we can have 100 more facilities. If we are organized, we can have a facility in every school. With all the good things that we are doing in the system, we can make a huge difference.
Thanks for your department to support the Youth Football Manual. It was a pleasure. Thank you for supporting.
Well, it's our responsibility. We must support everything that is good for the people.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
coming. Yeah.